door.
This is CBS 6 This Morning Weekend.
All right, you are looking live at Colonial Downs, the site of this afternoon's hotly anticipated Virginia Derby. In just a few minutes, you're going to get a one-of-a-kind preview you can only get when Antoinette Essa and Todd, my man Parney Parnell, form a super team. I think they're stretching on the track right now.
First of all, hold your horses, but then get ready to start them a little bit later on today.
Hey, good Saturday morning to you on this 15th day of March. I'm Greg McQuaid, along with my man Mike Stone. Mike, you have a lot going on today in the Weather Center, but also across central Virginia.
Yeah, in fact, today is going to be a bit of a tricky day. I'll just be brutally honest with you. There's a warm front we're expecting to come through later on today. If it goes far enough north, the clouds are going to break up and we're going to get warm, but that front has the potential to kind of hang up near the North Carolina border. So today may stay gray and a little bit cool. In fact, we're waking up again to yet another morning of low clouds and fog and even a little bit of drizzle. That's how it looks down in Old Town Petersburg there from our camera with the courthouse on the left-hand side of the screen. Sun's up this morning at 7:20. It sets at 17 minutes after 7 o'clock this evening. And we do have some areas of fog across the region. In some locations, visibility has been kind of hovering at or a little bit below a mile, so do be careful of that. Temperatures are pretty uniform, kind of in the mid-40s for a lot of us. And we're still locked in with like a lot of low level of moisture, some low clouds and the fog. The clouds will start to break up a little bit more later today. I think we'll get into at least the low 60s in the metro by late this afternoon. But again, if that warm front wiggles a little bit farther north, there is the potential to get up to around 70 degrees today. The temperatures will be warmer the farther south you go across the state of Virginia today. But to the south and west, there's a storm system. There's going to be a lot of active weather from parts of the western Ohio River Valley down to the Gulf Coast, possibly some multiple tornadoes down there in the deep south. That system affects us tomorrow. Won't be as violent, but we could have some severe weather of our own, and we're going to talk about that coming up in just a few moments. Gregory.
Michael, thanks so much. Just before 7 o'clock. Last night, wheels turned with a purpose and hearts swelled with support from Albert Hill Middle to Mary Mumford Elementary School as folks far and wide rallied in honor of Principal Greg Music. Music, known for his dedication to his young students and his home, remains hospitalized this morning after being struck by a car while biking on Tuesday. But as Janine Samuels reports, it's clear Music is not tackling his recovery alone.
A route biked hundreds of times by the beloved principal of Mary Mumford Elementary School.
And we're going to continue to show our support for Mary Mumford, for Greg Music.
Turned into a heartfelt spin on solidarity tonight in Richmond. All pedaling with purpose in honor of Principal Greg Music.
This shows how much everyone loves Greg Music and the huge community that he has built through his leadership.
Teacher Val Schwartz has worked alongside Music for 26 years.
He's influenced a lot of people in this city, thousands of people, and he's amazing. And we all love him so much because he always gives to us, and now we got to pour it back into him.
Parents echoing the same sentiments.
He's always there. He's always there to greet the kids. He comes to all the events. I mean, everybody is always looking for him. He's, super tall, way up, with the suspenders on. The kids love him. He's super supportive of all of us and everything that we do, and really supportive of the school and the community.
And speaking of those suspenders, many students wore them tonight.
I'm in first grade. I'm in fifth.
Echoing their principal's trademark style, their way of saying, "We ride with Music."
These are the suspenders, and our principal, Mr. Music, he would always wear these. His favorite suspenders were red.
The support tonight also coming from former students.
It wouldn't be like it is today without him and without everything he has given to every single one of these kids. Because I promise you, every kid who has went through this school could tell you a specific memory about an interaction they had with him, and that really shows that he does care.
As this community pedals forward, tonight's ride leaves no doubt.
We miss Mr. Music, and we miss you. Yes.
Greg Music has touched thousands of lives, and the wheels of support will keep spinning until he's back on his own two wheels again.
The families love him, the kids love him. He's just great.
That was Janine Samuels reporting. To find out more about Mr. Music and his impact, you can find our team coverage on WTVR.com or through the CBS 6 app. Can you hear the galloping? We're just a few hours away from the highly anticipated Virginia Derby at Colonial Downs. And that is exactly where we find our Antoinette Essa and her co-reporter, the man they call the Horse Whisperer, Mr. Parney himself. Good morning to you, folks.
He's ready for the party, huh? Good morning, guys.
What's going on, Antoinette? Frank's here with us. Hey, guys, stop horsing around, okay?
This is going to be an amazing day. Frank, thank you for joining us, Parney. What a pleasure to have you this morning. We're going to make this lively. This, as I said, it's going to be an amazing day. History making could be, right?
We hope so. It's going to be a fantastic day. It's finally here. It's March 15th. I'm happy it's here for sure.
I'm sure you are. And Parney, you're no stranger to horses.
Well, yeah, I love the horse business. Actually own part of a horse called Electric Avenue, but there was nothing electric about Electric Avenue. Frank, what does this mean to you running this whole place to have a day like today?
I think it's just a special part of being here and doing this. You know, I've only been here 2 years, and now hosting this event, really thankful for being here and just being a small part of Virginia racing.
And racing, of course, is the big deal, but it's a small part for today because it's a whole day of activities.
Yeah, today's Virginia's Derby. So, Kentucky has their Derby, but we're going to start Virginia's Derby today. So I want everyone to come out, get dressed up like yourself, like Parney. And
I get dressed up every day.
Well, I do know that. And then everyone just come out and have a good time. It's going to be a full house and a lot of entertainment, a lot of presentations going on through the day, and obviously the best horses in the country out here today.
Any particular horse to look forward to or to?
I think I usually don't give out advice because I've got to play the racing side of the game, but I think it's going to be a real competitive field, and I think if you think the horse looks cute or you like the name, play it.
Well, I think that's one of the things that I want everybody to understand. These are the top jockeys, top trainers, top owners, the same people that are going to be in the Kentucky Derby, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, so everyone who's here has a real strong chance of being running at Churchill with some of the horses they have running around the country.
And my favorite jockey's here too. Irad Ortiz, baby. He's hot.
And of course, one of the horses will go to the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, so the winner will definitely have enough points to qualify for the Derby, and I think the goal why everyone is here is to get points to run at Churchill on the first Saturday in May.
I mean, because that would be amazing if the horse does qualify and go on to win.
Yeah, it would be a special thing for us to have the winner go on to Churchill for the Derby, and then if it lucky wins, even better.
And Parney, I know you're going to be around all day.
I'll be here all day, but I have one thing I need to say to everybody. Frank here sold this thing out, so if you don't have a ticket, don't come to Colonial Downs today. You can watch it at the bars all over Richmond. I usually am there, but I'll be here with Frank today. But if you don't have a ticket, you can't buy a ticket here at Colonial Downs. Right, Frank?
That is correct. We are sold out, so thank you everyone who's coming out today. But if you do not have a ticket, please don't make a trip out here.
All right. Well, guys, Frank, thanks. Parney, we're going to come back and talk some more. Greg, Mike, back to you.
It's pretty exciting. Thanks so much, folks. We're just a few days away from finding out who's going to take part in March Madness, and we're just a few hours away from finding out if either of Virginia's finest will still have a chance at a guaranteed bid. The men's A-10 tournament resumes this afternoon at 1 when #1 seeded VCU takes on Loyola of Chicago. And for those of you who have Nova roots, you might also keep your eyes on the 3:30 matchup as #2 seeded George Mason takes on St. Joseph's. Now, both teams took care of business against St. Bonaventure and George Washington, respectively, on Friday with dominating second halves. You can catch both games on CBS Sports Network. Now, our Saturday morning producer, Dr. Jack Selby, DDS, is a proud alum of George Mason, and he would like to point out that the Patriots haven't made the big dance since 2011, and that their famous Final Four run of 2006 is now old enough to vote. So if you don't have a particular rooting interest in the A-10 tourney, maybe show some love to GMU so that, in Jack's words, they finally have something to cheer about. 7:06, it's video that shows a sight you hope to never see up close and personal. After the break, we'll tell you where this video was captured in the middle of a tornado as heavy storm systems roll across the United States. Mike, how is our weather looking?
Greg, today will be tranquil, but we could have some severe weather of our own tomorrow. We'll take you through the weekend hour by hour in the complete 7-day forecast coming up next.
Thanks so much for going down to ATL right now. That's the skyline cam of Atlanta, Georgia, 6th largest metro area in the United States. 61 down there. It's going to be warm here. Mike has the answer after this.
Attention RVers, the Mid-Atlantic RV Expo is March 14th through 16th at Meadow Event Park. RVs for every budget. Shop and compare multiple dealers in one location and get ready for unforgettable family adventures. Discounts and details at midatlanticrvexpo.com.
I'm Cheryl Miller. Join us Saturday mornings for Battle of the Brains this week, featuring the Eagles of Mills Godwin High School in Henrico County and the Cougars of Collegiate School in Richmond. Watch Battle of the Brains Saturday mornings at 10 on CBS 6.
Cut! I get it. Slow motion. Slow down geographic atrophy. But we don't need gimmicks. Stick to the facts. GA, the advanced form of dry AMD, can irreversibly damage your vision. But Syfovre is an FDA-approved eye injection that gives you the power to slow GA. Syfovre was proven to slow GA lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness or are allergic to it. Syfovre can cause severe allergic reactions. Other serious side effects are eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina, which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Act on facts to slow GA. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre. Nope, just the facts.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event to save on an award-winning new Nissan, like Kicks, J.D. Power's most dependable small SUV, Sentra, a Consumer Reports top pick, and Rogue, a Consumer Guide Best Buy 11 years in a row. All for under $30,000 at the Nissan Now sales event. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months or get up to $2,500 total savings on Rogue.
Start creating your own adventures. Discover how at the Mid-Atlantic RV Expo March 14th through 16th at Meadow Event Park. Let the RVing lifestyle take your family down the road less traveled and make unforgettable memories. Discounts and details at midatlanticrvexpo.com.
Look at all that debris. Oh my God. We are in a tornado.
Oh my goodness. This video captured in Missouri by Mr. Tad Peters as he and a passenger shelter in their car as a tornado passes through. Had to bleep out a few words there, Mike.
Yeah, you think? And I'm glad they were safe, because being in a car during a tornado is not a good thing. Our CBS affiliate in St. Louis says there was damage across parts of the city, and several crashes and debris were scattered all over on the highway there. At least 9 tornadoes touched down Missouri during Friday night's storm that continues to head eastward. Now, I want to show you all the severe weather reports from yesterday. I want to paint this on because I want to start with a blank map. These are all the severe weather reports in the last 24 hours.
My goodness.
Anything that's blue, that's hail or wind damage. The red were the tornadoes. And right now we have multiple tornado watches from Ohio down into the deep south. The severe weather threat today is going to push into the deep south. This area in pink, that's a high risk of severe weather. We really don't get a high risk of severe weather many times during a year. And they're going to have a high risk of long track tornadoes. Those are ones that are on the ground for quite a long time. Could be EF2, 3, or higher with that. Now, this severe threat is going to shift into our area tomorrow, but you notice we don't have any big reds or pinks in there. So the severe weather threat tomorrow here isn't as high, but we could have some severe storms tomorrow and maybe some isolated tornadoes in Virginia.
My goodness, it's just because it's the weather is warming up?
Yeah, and we have a strong jet stream. We have a big clash of air masses, and for us, it's going to lose a little bit of that punch by the time it gets here tomorrow, but it still could be a very active weather day tomorrow afternoon. We're starting off kind of gray this morning, though. That's how it looks at the airport right now. Low clouds, fog, and some drizzle. Sound familiar? Like the past couple of days, so got the same deal going on this morning. Temperature at the airport right now is 44 degrees. Temperature matches the dew point. That gives us 100% humidity, and the winds are light out of the southeast. That's why we have the low clouds and fog and drizzle. Visibility is cut down in some areas to near a mile, and occasionally it goes below a mile, so do be careful of that. Temperatures are pretty uniform in the low and mid 40s. We've had winds out of the north and the northeast and east last couple of days. They're going to be shifting around to the southeast today, so that'll warm us up a little bit. But we're watching this front that's stuck down here in the Carolinas. This is supposed to move northward later today. Now, if it gets above I-64, we may make it up into the 70s today in the metro, but this is taking its sweet time pushing northward, so we may be kind of cooler for most of the day today. But once the front passes by, this warm air here to the southwest, that's going to get pushed in here for tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be a lot warmer area wide, but there are all those tornado watches again well to our west, so no worries about any of that today. For us, we're just going to have that cloudiness hanging around. So low clouds, some fog, and some drizzle the first part of the day, and then later this afternoon as the front gets a little bit closer, we start to break up the clouds a little bit by late afternoon. And if that front gets a little bit farther northward, it will be warmer, but we're looking for high temperatures today to get into the upper 50s and low 60s for a lot of the area. A little bit warmer towards the south where we could touch or break 70. And then going into tomorrow, there'll be a chance of a couple spotty showers around the early morning hours. But then as the day progresses, we'll have a better chance of some showers breaking out to the west. And we're looking for the potential for a few lines of showers and storms to come through during the day tomorrow. And this is when they could be strong to severe later tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, and that should push out of here by about midnight for tomorrow night. But the entire CBS 6 viewing area under a slight risk. That's level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. A pretty decent chance that the storms that we have will produce some really heavy rain, some damaging wind gusts, and potentially some large hail. And again, for us tomorrow, the tornado threat is not very high, but it's not zero either. We could have a few isolated tornadoes later tomorrow afternoon. So cool today, potentially a little bit warmer, especially the farther south you go. Warmer tomorrow and windy. Even if we didn't have thunderstorms tomorrow, the wind gusts will still be above 30 miles an hour. Some rain showers get out of here early on St. Patrick's Day with a high of 62. We're pretty decent Tuesday and Wednesday. A little front comes through with a shower Thursday, and then it's cooler back in the 50s on Friday. Greg.
All right, Michael, thank you so much. He is at an age where he's still trying to learn his ABCs, and he's being hailed a hero. After the break, we're going to introduce you to a 3-year-old who conquered his fear of the dark to help save a family member's life as his bravery all caught on camera.
Miss it.
A Colorado toddler was tested against his fear of the dark, but he was brave enough to help his grandmother after she had a serious fall. Janelle Finch introduces us to this pint-sized hero.
3-year-olds
Hey here, buddy.
don't always follow directions.
Bridger, what'd I tell you? Come here.
3-year-olds will sometimes do what they shouldn't.
Bridger, don't put him in the grass.
But when 3-year-old Bridger Peabody needed to listen most, he did. If Bridger wasn't there,
I don't know what I would have done.
Sharon Lewis is Bridger's great-grandma.
Gigi!
His Gigi.
Grandma! Bridger, come over here, honey.
One night in February, Bridger's sister needed to get treatment at Children's Hospital. So while his family stayed with his sister, Gigi offered to take Bridger home.
And we went up to the backyard, dark backyard, and then we got up to the door where I was going to get the keys out.
She had her walker and she fell.
And when I fell, I hit the corner of the cement step.
She bumped her head and then it popped open.
Sharon says she couldn't get up or call for help. Her phone was still in the car.
And I said, you know what? You're going to have to go out to the car and get my phone.
I was scared outside in the really dark.
But Bridger did brave the really dark.
And he yells, I got it, Gigi.
Yes, I did it.
Sharon was able to call other family to get her an ambulance.
But she's all better.
Bridger wouldn't call himself a big kid.
I know. But when I grew up like a big kid, I can help Gigi.
You see him?
When it comes to 3-year-olds,
you're Gigi's hero.
Bridger is in a league of his own.
He's just a blessing. you see my stitches? What's my stitches?
Doesn't get cuter. Sharon had a serious concussion and needed 22 staples in her head. But as of last week, she says all of the staples are out and she's getting better. 7:18 right now. Mike will have a check of your weekend forecast in 60 seconds.
Every great journey begins with a giant step. At Richard Bland College, that step can transform your life. So, don't hesitate. Embrace the challenge. Land at RBC. Here, you'll find the giant potential that lies within you. It's about sparking curiosity and igniting your passion. So, don't limit your potential. Blast off to Richard Bland College. Apply today.
RBC Cribs.
All the things you can do here, you can go walk to the lake and sit at the koi pond and look at the fishes.
Everything's just right here, kind of like in my backyard.
Nothing compares to our apartment-style living on campus at Richard Bland College of William and Mary.
My favorite thing is that we have our own kitchen.
RBC Cribs, your home away from home. Apply today.
It's 7:20, another morning with low clouds and fog and even a little bit of drizzle or a few sprinkles across the area. Visibilities are cut down a decent amount. Occasionally, sometimes this will go down a little bit below a mile, so do be careful of that. Temperatures now are, for the most part, in the mid-40s, and for today, we're going to get into the upper 50s and low 60s for most of the area, a little bit warmer towards the south. We're watching a warm front, and that comes farther north by late today. It may be quite a bit warmer today, but I think the clouds are going to hang out quite a bit long during the day, like they did the last couple days. 58 tonight, 74 tomorrow. It'll be windy and a lot warmer, and some showers and thunderstorms will be around, especially second half of the day into the evening, and some of those could be severe. Some showers early on St. Patrick's Day, then we'll dry on out. We'll warm up towards midweek. A little front will come through Thursday and cool us back down towards the end of the week. Greg.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much. 7:20 right now on your Saturday morning. She's a Central Virginian who's already left her mark on the world before she's even turned 20. Meet the VCU student whose quick thinking saved a woman's life and how she is using the moment to help teach others the same tools. And later this morning, those who never quite got their just due far from home. Meet my women that are in the Donut Dollies and my I Have a Story. See about their efforts in the Donut Dollies on American troops who were fighting in Vietnam. Hey, good morning and welcome back. It's 7:24. A heroic act by a 19-year-old VCU pre-med student has been officially recognized by the Virginia House of Delegates. This time last year, Nyla Harris was enjoying brunch with her mom at Eggs Up Grill in Midlothian when suddenly a woman went into cardiac arrest. Without hesitation, Nyla jumped into action, performing CPR that she learned at Manchester High School.
Honestly, it's very emotional, but I also feel very proud of myself. I think a lot of people don't think that they can do it or feel like they don't have like enough courage or adrenaline to do it, but trust me, when it kicks in and you're in the mode, you got this, you can do it. So honestly, I just feel like it just shows me how precious life really is and how it is so important to be able to save somebody's life because it could be gone in a minute.
Inspired by her life-saving experience, she's now teaming up with Compress and Shock Foundation, teaching CPR to young people across Central Virginia, including students at Fairfield Court Elementary's Career Fair, where she met Janine Samuels Thursday. After leaving the Career Fair, Nyla went to the state capitol to pick up her special document, Resolution 757, from the Virginia House of Delegates, commending her for heroic actions. The experience has only strengthened Nyla's determination to become a pediatrician. Well done and congratulations. 7:25 right now. Still ahead, the Lennon and McCartney of the show. Antoinette and Parney will be rejoining us from Colonial Downs. Guys, what can we expect?
Oh, it's Virginia Derby Day here at Colonial Downs in New Kent County, and we are ready.
You can feel the excitement in the air already. The horses are out warming up. This is going to be a great day for our region. I'm pumped to be here.
I am too. That's all coming up, Greg.
I'm thinking more sunny.
This is CBS 6 This Morning Weekend.
All right, we'll be checking down with Parney and Antoinette in just a few minutes down at Colonial Downs. But Mike Stone has a busy day ahead because you've been following some inclement weather.
Yeah, today's still going to be kind of gray, especially the first half of the day. Tomorrow is actually going to be the more active weather day, so we're going to talk about that coming up. Let's take you down to our Independence Golf Club camera there in Midlothian, and you can see we have a lot of low clouds, a little fog outside. In some areas, the fog's a little bit thicker, and in some cases, we have a little bit of drizzle outside as well. So we're starting off kind of gray and murky like we have the past couple days. Temperatures are in the low and mid 40s for much of the area, a few upper 40s to the south and west, and these are the current fog visibilities. Down to 3/4 of a mile right now in Chester, and just about everywhere else is about a mile or a little bit better, but these visibilities may actually change a little bit over about the next 30 to 60 minutes. For our day today, it's going to stay cool the first half of the day with a lot of cloud cover. Now we're forecasting highs in Richmond in the low 60s. We're waiting on a warm front, which is in North Carolina, to come northward. As it does so, it'll kind of clear the clouds out and make temperatures warmer. Now, that front has to get up to I-64 for the metro to really warm up. That front may stay towards the North Carolina border, so we're going to forecast highs in the low 60s today, but there is a potential if the clouds break up, we could get closer to 70, and Southside Virginia will be a lot warmer. Today, other than a little bit of drizzle, mainly a dry day, but tomorrow we're going to have some showers and storms around, and some of those storms could be strong to severe, so we're going to take you through that in greater detail in just a few minutes. Greg.
Michael, thanks so much. It's 7:31 right now next to Sherwin-Williams on Sycamore Street in Petersburg. There's a dance studio called Sweet Disaster, an organization trying to paint a picture of positivity and put a small city on the map. John Burkett shows us how a group of young dancers will rep their hometown this weekend in Atlanta.
Steppin' to reppin'. Dancers in Petersburg competing for their community.
Some girls may reach out to us personally, let us know that, this is something great. I want to keep doing this. This gives me a reason to keep my grades up. This gives me a reason to not be into violence, not fight, it's something positive.
Asharma Reeves, her partner Erica Walker, and 5th Ward Council member Howard Myers have all teamed up to let the battle for brilliance be inside here instead of out here on the streets.
Our young ladies and young men to have something to look forward to. And it's also a mentoring aspect to it as well. I mean, it really prevents, that desire to be in the streets or to do something that is not as significant as something as what they have accomplished.
And the accomplishments are aplenty. The trophy room filling fast with hardware. Sweet Disaster will take their show south to Atlanta this weekend, spreading a message of teamwork, perseverance,
yes, energy,
and triumph, wanting to show other dancers if you compete with Petersburg, you might get served.
And my mom encouraged me to join the dance team so I can get out of my shell and, become more confident.
Growing up, we wanted to do this. We wanted to dance, and we really didn't have these organizations growing up. We didn't have dance teams and dance studios that we could, join and things like that. So that's why we came together and put this together so that the city of Petersburg can have something for the girls, to do, to keep them out of trouble.
Dozens from the dance team either drove down or flew down to Atlanta. The competition goes all weekend. Sweet Disaster hoping to add another trophy to their already growing case. John Burkett, CBS 6 News.
It is 7:33 in your Saturday morning. The clock is ticking toward the Virginia Derby at Colonial Downs. And that's once again where we see Antoinette Essen, Secretariat's old sparring partner, Mr. Parney. What is the mood going on down there? And folks, are you already sipping on mint juleps at 7:33?
Hey guys, Antoinette made a huge mistake. She gave me the microphone, so I don't know where this show's going to go. But we're back here with Frank Hoff, who's excited about today. Frank, there's a lot of competition going on, but there's a party too. Tell everybody what else is going on.
Horses in the background.
Antoinette's excited about the horses, guys.
Yeah, so today, I know there's a lot of things going on, but this is going to be a lot of fun here. I mean, if anyone knows the Kentucky Derby, you know what kind of party element that brings, and that's what we're hoping to bring here at Colonial Downs today.
And the party starts what time?
So gates open up at 10:30. First post is 12 o'clock. The Virginia Oaks runs at 4:25, and the Virginia Derby will be at 5:10 today.
So if you have a ticket, you want to be here at what time?
you definitely want to try to get here as early as you can. First post is 12, so if you want to capture all 10 races, I'd get here, try to get here at the property around 11 o'clock so you get your seat and get in.
And there's music and everything else. What time does that kind of stuff start?
Yeah, so we have the DeLoreans playing today. They will start right after the second race today, and they'll play in between races throughout the day.
And can we get a shot of the horses? Those are not the jockeys on there, but we just love them. And they went riding by, and I said to Parney, did you feel the power in the horse, right?
So I've always felt like horse races and thoroughbreds are the best athletes in the world, and we're going to see them right here at Colonial Downs, some of the best in the country and the world today.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of great horses here today, a lot of top trainers and riders. So, I mean, you heard one horse go by. Wait till you hear a few more on that track. It's a lot of fun going 40 miles per hour right by you on the dirt.
And Frank, talk about the history making of today.
So yeah, this is the first time the Virginia Derby has been a prep race for the Kentucky Derby. Previously, the Virginia Derby has been a long-standing, prominent race for us, but it's been on the turf.
Yeah.
So this year it's now on the dirt, and really just trying to take advantage of being a prep race because there's not many of those around the country. So just being a part of that is special for us.
We're so proud of that, man. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see. And if you don't have a ticket, go somewhere else and watch it because we can't let them in, Frank, because we're sold out, right?
We are sold out today, so if you do not have a ticket, it's probably not worth the time coming out here to Colonial Downs. But, please watch, and, everyone who did get a ticket, thank you, and we're going to have a great time tonight.
But they can watch it on FanDuel?
Yes, so we are being broadcast on FanDuel TV. All the races will be broadcast from them. And then, obviously, if you go to any of our Rosie's locations or Breakers or our OTBs as well to watch the races.
Frank, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Parney, take it away.
Back to you guys in the booth.
He's always wanted to say that. I knew it. Parney, Frank, Antoinette, thanks so much. Giddy up. Hey, 7:36 right now. And if you still need your party fix, and who really doesn't, we're just 20 days away from the season opener for the Flying Squirrels. It will be the final one at the Diamond, which is celebrating its 40th and final year before brand spanking new CarMax Park opens its doors in the spring of 2026. It'll be the Squirrels' 15th home opener on Friday, April 4th, when they host the Akron Rubber Duckies. There are only a few tickets left for what will likely end up being a sellout, so make sure you act fast. Which, Mike, reading that line, it's incredible to think that they have been here already 15 years, and they're such an integral part of our neighborhood and region.
Oh, very much so. They're in the experience business, and that is just shy of 3 weeks.
Incredible.
Just shy. It was back in the fall, we were talking about how it was days and days, and now it's on the horizon. And we're over at the Diamond, where the Do Portugal Circus is still there through this weekend. Kind of gray for a good chunk of today, but tomorrow it's going to warm up, but we could have some severe storms. We'll chat about that coming up next.
The excitement is building. It's always happening right there. They're putting chairs out. They're getting ready for a crush of crowds, which have already showed up. That's Temple Bar in downtown Dublin, Ireland, right next to the Guinness factory, Michael.
How do you know that?
Pretty convenient. Well, I live there.
It's 7:40. Welcome back. Let's go out to the airport now, where you can see the low clouds and fog hanging across the area there. And we even have some patches of drizzle outside this morning. Our normal high is 59. We've been a bit below that the past couple days. And today we'll get up into the upper 50s and low 60s in the metro at least. But there is the potential to get a little bit warmer. Sun rose at 7:20. I'll set tonight at 7:17. And we're about an inch above normal rainfall wise for the month. But we could actually see over an inch of rain just during the day tomorrow. Right now, here are the current fog visibilities. Chester now has dropped to about a half a mile there and 3/4 of a mile up in Louisa, so do be careful of that. Temperatures now are in the low and mid 40s. It's going to be a gray at least first half of the day. Watching a warm front North Carolina come up later today, and once that passes by, the clouds will get scoured out. Now, the computer models have this warm front lifting north of I-64 today, but it is still in southern North Carolina. So we're going to kind of forecast on the cool, cloudier side of things today. So if that front does come up, clouds will break up and we'll get warmer, but we're going to keep it cool for right now based upon that the fact that that front hasn't really moved all that much. Maybe a couple sprinkles today. Tomorrow, we start off with some showers in the western part of the state, and then the threat of showers and thunderstorms increases during the afternoon into the evening. And within these thunderstorms, we could have a few strong to severe ones with some damaging wind gusts and some hail. And we'll have, looks like maybe at least one line, possibly two lines. And most of that weather will start to get out of here by about midnight or 1 a.m. tomorrow tomorrow night into Monday morning. But we are outlooked the entire viewing area for severe weather tomorrow. Slight risk, which is level 2 out of 5. And for the most part, we'll have the threat for some damaging wind gusts. There is also the potential for some large hail. I think winds will be the stronger thing that we're looking at for tomorrow. And there will be some shear and a little rotation in the atmosphere, so we can't rule out a few isolated tornadoes, especially the farther south and west here on that brown shading. Again, this is not a high risk at all, but the chance tomorrow is not zero. So we may have a few isolated storms that have some rotation, which we'll keep an eye on. And again, that's the better chance later on in the day. Highs today in the 50s, way to the north and at the coast. We'll probably crack 60 in the metro, and the farther south you go, getting into the 70s. But again, if that warm front manages to get a little bit farther northward, temperatures will get a bit warmer across the metro into the low 70s. Tonight we're down in the upper 50s and low 60s, and tomorrow will be warmer area wide with some 60s and 70s. So some showers and storms tomorrow. Some of those could be severe. Even without the thunderstorms, we're still going to have gusts over 30, 35 miles an hour. It'll be a windy day. A couple showers early on St. Patrick's Day, but then clearing out 62, close to 70 Tuesday, 76 Wednesday, slight chance of a shower Thursday, and then 50s on Friday. Greg.
All right, Mike Stone, thanks so much. It's 7:43. As an American icon once said, give me liberty or give me wonderful historic recreation. Scotchtown and Preservation, Virginia will be hosting Henry's Ride for Liberty today to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America's greatest ride. Beginning at 9 a.m. is going to be a group of reenactors of founding fathers like Patrick Henry himself, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson. You'll also be able to take a bus tour of Patrick Henry's sites in Hanover County, and you'll see Henry, reenactor, ride down Scotchtown's driveway on horseback. 7:43 right now. A group of women who are rarely, if ever, recognized are now the subject of their own documentary. Up next, I'll tell you about the Donut Dollies and how their courageous efforts saved soldiers during a time of crisis. My I Have a Story right around the corner. These women right here may be the bravest group of women you've never heard of. In my latest I Have a Story, photographer Joe Valdez and I share the story of volunteers known as the Donut Dollies who would fly into a war zone. These women with the funny nickname are the subject of a new film. And for the Richmond woman behind the documentary, the story hits close to home.
For the soldiers and Marines fighting on the front lines in Vietnam, the comforts of home could not have been farther away. But throughout the war, angels in blue appear from the sky.
They uplifted the morale of the men.
A group of courageous women, the likes of whom you've never heard about.
They did something wonderful.
Young women signing up to serve smiles in a war zone.
It really was quite remarkable.
627 volunteers with the Red Cross put their lives on the line to spend a year in the war-torn country.
They would interact with the GIs and they would bring them a touch of home, just letting them know someone cared about them.
Libby Hegvik is an authority on the group known as the Donut Dollies.
I don't think many people know who the Donut Dollies are. The veterans who interacted with them definitely do.
The women with the funny nickname helped the troops escape the horrors of war for a short while by organizing games, playing music, and simply lending an ear.
But these women who were not there for any kind of political reason, they were literally there to show them someone cared and uplift their morale. And it worked. It helped many.
The Donut Dollies find themselves in harm's way almost daily.
Like I said, they came under rocket attacks. They came under sniper fire. 3 Donut Dollies did die during their time in Vietnam.
You know, why these women did it is just beyond me.
Vietnam veteran helicopter pilot Rick Curtin remembers flying the Donut Dollies to their missions into hazardous hotspots.
I'm sure some of these women were in helicopters that had to make emergency landings, if not crash landings.
The New York native still admires the women's bravery more than a half-century later.
You had probably 2 million guys in rear areas who didn't experience as much danger as these 627 women experienced in their 1 year.
They found each other and they're still in love to this day, 55 years later.
For Libby Hegvik,
they are so in love.
The story of the donut dollies is personal.
That is a picture of my mom as a donut dolly on a helicopter.
Libby's parents met and fell in love as war raged around them.
It's a picture of my parents, right around the time Dad was a pilot and Mom was a donut dolly.
50 years after their service, the donut dollies are stepping out from the shadows and into the spotlight.
Let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, just her S kind of sounded like it was abruptly coming in, but...
Libby, a producer with Tilt in Richmond, is the driving force behind a new documentary detailing the story of these forgotten women.
She was great. She was so fabulous.
Libby's motivation behind the film?
My mom was rejected a seat on an honor flight because she's not considered a military veteran.
Bravery, it's unquestioned.
Veteran Rick Curtin doesn't mince words when describing the contributions of the donut dollies.
To me, these women are not Vietnam-era veterans. They are Vietnam War veterans.
The nurses took care of the ill, the sick, the injured, and the donut dollies took care of the psychological and the physical needs of the healthy.
It's incredible that this is coming to life now, and I'm just so thrilled. I kind of can't believe it.
Libby wants the world to know about the sacrifices of this band of sisters.
It was a really dangerous place to be, and it wasn't for the faint of heart. And these women were brave, strong women that just wanted to make a difference.
The donut dollies, volunteers who went to war to serve up smiles and a slice of home far from it.
I hope that these women really do get their moment, their day, and that people recognize, wow, that they did something, and they did something special.
For I Have a Story.
They made a big difference. They really did.
I'm Greg McQuaid, CBS 6 News.
The Donut Dollies, the documentary, Donut Dollies, 627 Women Who Also Served in Vietnam, will premiere at the Virginia War Memorial Friday at noon. There will also be a question and answer session with the film's producer, Libby Hegvik, following the film. Admission is free. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Wishbone is a happy 2-year-old lady who is eager to hang out with her favorite people. She's adoptable from the Richmond SPCA. She can be a little nervous when making new friends, but with some treats, it usually doesn't take her long to warm up. Wishbone is a smart girl who is eager to learn any tricks you want to teach her. When she's not catching treats or asking for attention, she loves to play with toys and bounce around like most young pups. Wishbone is still learning how to relax once the fun is over, but she loves frozen Kongs and other food enrichment when it's time to be low-key. If you're interested in meeting her, stop by the Richmond SPCA or send an email to adopt@richmondspca.org. I'm Mike Goldberg with this morning's Pause for Pets.
7:55 right now. Before we sign off, why don't we go out to Colonial Down one more time to check in with Antoinette and Party. What do we have and can expect today, folks?
Hey, Greg, we're going to give you an idea of what the place looks like. So Phil is panning on the building and the tents, and it's massive out here. It's going to be so exciting. More than 8,000 people are going to be here, right?
Yeah, and Phil just showed us where the party's going to be at. So right down behind us is going to be a lot of tents for people who've already bought their tickets. Going to be having a lot of booze and food today, Antoinette.
And we are at the finish line. I want you to take a look right there. This is where the magic will happen when one horse will qualify for the Run for the Roses.
The Run for the Roses, right?
Kentucky Derby.
And that's what's going to be amazing. All the eyes of America are going to be on that finish line today as one horse goes to Kentucky.
And this is putting Richmond, Central Virginia on the map because everybody's going to be watching. If you don't have a ticket, sorry to say, tickets are sold out, but you can go and watch it at Rosie's or on FanDuel, right?
Correct.
Okay, Greg, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Antoinette and Parney, both looking fantastic for the big show.
She turned to the right, and we couldn't see her anymore because of that flower.
Unbelievable.
She turned around. I'm like, where did Antoinette go?
Wonderful. Tell us about this weather here, man.
Well, today it's going to be kind of gray for at least the first half of the day. A few sprinkles around this morning. We'll get into at least the upper 50s and low 60s today, but a warm front pressing northward. If it gets far enough north, we could get a bit warmer across the metro and especially points south. Tomorrow, some showers and storms, mostly in the afternoon and evening. Some of those could be severe, and just a couple showers early on St. Patrick's Day. But tomorrow, make sure you stay weather aware. Goldie will talk more about it tonight, and I'll have more tomorrow morning.
Get this guy's forecast, WTVR.com. Thanks so much for joining us.
Have yourselves a great Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow morning here on CBS 6. Bye.